longest river system in India, River Ganga, which is the longest, and the second longest river, Godavari. And we selected these rivers for this presentation due to the project we all are involved in. This is a project EU-India collaborative project which was funded under Horizon 22 program, and that was in response to the problems which, like other parts of the world, India is facing about this water contamination, shortage of water, and that's why 4 or 5 years ago, this program was formulated, EU-India Water Challenge, and they selected 7 projects, and we were lucky enough to be coordinating and participating in this project. So first of all, Professor Raju from our the partner from India, and he is working in a engineering college, SRK college, and the river Godavari basin is where his college is located. So he has also personal interest in the problems of this river, and sometimes he gets very emotional, and he would like all of you to help him to solve that problem. And which, we already are helping, and of course I think with your experience and this is what the workshop is about, to share ideas, experiences, and contribute to finding solutions. And first of all, he has put together a very small video which shows the problems of this, which there are in this river basin. Okay, you can. And then afterwards he will, present, discuss or talk more about the problems. Because we don't have any, you can say, explanation, any audio with this, like explaining what is going on. This is the river, it's not from the starting point, because starting point is in a different state. And this is when it comes to its last leg of its journey, the delta, Godavari delta. And, but still, you can carry on. No, that's okay. You can talk about it, what we are seeing here.
Just I am putting before you regarding the canal network and drainage network of our Godavari Delta. Godavari river is a second biggest river in India. Just because all of you may not have visited the India, I wanted to show the video I am putting before you for getting in touch with the canal network and land use pattern of our region, of my region. So you see the canal passing through the midst of the paddy fields. They waste pollutants from paddy fields, because now the paddy fields we are doing intensive agricultural practices. Thereby we are putting a lot of fertilizers and pesticides in the green, what we call the paddy fields, and excess water, wastewater from the paddy fields again entering into the midst of the canal. The same canal supplying drinking water for all the villages located in the deltaic region. Almost more than 30 lakh people are thriving in that delta. Almost with more than 800 villages are there. All the villages are getting water through the canals, passing through the aquaculture, passing through the agriculture, and carrying the waste from agriculture and aquaculture. Aquaculture also not a traditional aquaculture. It is all, I think all of you are seeing the aerators also, very intensive practices our people are implementing. They were causing a lot of pesticide pollutants and fertilizer pollutants into the water, and same water again entering into the drinking water ponds of the villages. Thereby, because of high quantities of nitrates, phosphates and other things, just within few days it is getting highest amount of phytoplankton and zooplankton, thereby causing a lot of biological contamination. So now almost 30 lakh people are there. They got no water through the canal network or through drainage network. Just they are buying almost 60 lakh bottles every day. Even animals are also suffering just because of lack of drinking water, because all the canals and drains totally polluted. I will show you our activity, our project, or our concern in the spring project. Already we have mapped everything. Every inch of the land of the total Godavari Delta, we map using the spatial techniques. We have mapped everything in detailed way, and we have collected the samples from all the canals and drains and settlements, drainage network, and everything we have mapped. Everything we got, I will put all the slides before you, slide by slide.
Presentation.
Slide. Yes. Welcome to all of you, Water Safety Conference. I myself from India, from South India, that too from Godavari Delta area, came from such a long distance from Godavari Delta to Norway, and Norway almost traveled more than I think 6,000 miles from there to here to present all the environmental issues, at least before you, because senior most people are sitting here. I need your kind support for elimination of these environmental issues at our region. Keeping in view of that, I approached Dr. Raj Kale with support of Raj Kale. We already applied the project with the support of 4 countries from EU. It includes Portugal, Hungary, Finland, and UIT of the Norway, with the support of all these partners, and IITs from India. It includes IIT Guwahati, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Varanasi. Apart from that, our college and Sania Patil Engineering College is also there in the Maharashtra in Pune. So with the support of these 5 and support of these 4 countries, we applied the project. Ultimately, we got it. I am at almost I'm an old man with a 63 years age and got a lot of experience because our college established 40 years old college. So with that, being a professor in civil engineering, I felt it is my duty to address the mismanagement of the land and water resources. For that, our government of India supported not less than 10 projects worth around more than 10 crores. They are supported, and we have established centers of excellences in our college. This is my background I am putting before you. So as far as our partner organizations are concerned, I need not mention everything. All the partners, Indian partners, right from Guwahati IIT to Pallavi Trust, Elixir, Party, and a few partners, Norway, Hungary, Finland, Portugal, and other things. Just I'm a professor there, I'm a principal investigator, and I'm a dean R&D of that engineering college. That engineering college itself is located in the midst of that delta and surrounded with the problems of this environment. Nothing but the degradation of water quality, degradation of soil, and total mismanagement of land and water. Slowly that richest delta turning into a saline water delta. So just only I am putting 2 points before you. One in connection with the water resources availability of the India at glance, and the second in concern with my spring project in concern with that. So one thing here is a satellite image of India, nothing but a water resources region, 6 water resources region, basins, catchments, subcatchments, watersheds, etc. The total red color nothing but an indication of the paddy, and yellow color nothing but an indication of the desert region. Here now in India, everything is based on the geopolitics. I call that as a geopolitics. Almost all the hilly regions are, politicians are separating that all the hilly regions into a separate state, plains into a separate state, deserts into a separate state. Now fighting between plains, hills and deserts and separating by because of their geopolitics, they are separating into a different things. So as far as this southern side, that yellow color in the South India that has recently separated as a Telangana region. The red color, naturally red color will always be encountered all around the coastal region because of the availability of the water. So that is what really creating a conflict between the mountains, plateaus, valleys, coastal plains and deserts. Here it is, I need not explain the South Indian basins and North Indian basins, Ganga River. Here it is totally clear, the Ganga basin and Godavari basin, second richest river in the entire India. I am staying in Bhimavaram, just located in the tail end of the river basin. So here it is nothing but a Godavari satellite image. So that Chhattisgarh state is there with 12.6, totally hilly region. Just it is separated from a plain area of Madhya Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh, it is separated from a Telangana. Telangana is nothing but a mountain, Andhra is nothing but a plain. In the same way, Uttaranchal, foots of the Himalayas. In the same way, other states are also recently separated just because of the topographic reasons, because topography playing a vital role in the economic scenarios of the farmers who are standing on those regions. So I don't want to take too much time, just I will run the total basin. You see that all that spots indicate the presence of the dams. Automatically, very good number of dams are coming in the front portion, beginning of the river and middle portion of the river basin, thereby affecting the paucity, thereby affecting the quantity of water at the tail end of the river. Thereby, one side, the other side, sea level is rising. The second side, because of the developments in the water catchment areas, affecting the water availability for the tail end portions of the river. That is why it is becoming the biggest problem for all the river basins. The same problem we are facing. So here, water resource development in Godavari Delta, just with the support of Sir Arthur Cotton, in the year 1850 constructed, because he was so much distressed by the famine conditions in our region, even though the river with more than 3000 TMC passing around in the midst of the delta, but very famine and very what we call cyclones affecting that was distressed, that Cotton was distressed and constructed a cotton barrage at the tail end of the river. From 1850 onwards, the delta turned into what we call a greenish, green culture, nothing but an agriculture, excellent agriculture developed. Now everything is fine as far as the delta is concerned. Slowly it turned into a blue economy, green economy turned into a blue economy because of the brackish water environment, fresh water availability. Now people turning from paddy cultivation to the fish culture, thereby spoil the entire thing. That is what I wanted to put before you. Here in the 1973, yellow color is a single crop area, green is nothing but a double crop area. So naturally, almost more than 70% with only a single crop. Naturally, soils has got no pollution, only traditional culture. We used to get only 20 bags per acre, but in 1997, turned into what we call 2 crops per year. Thereby, almost 90% of the area turned into for 2 crops. Automatically, instead of traditional practice, now we are applying fertilizers and pesticides, thereby affected the entire canal network, water quality of the canals and water quality of drain, thereby causing the highest problems in our region. So in 1973, 1997, 1998, how the things have been changed, land use practices have been changed for a period of more than 50 years. So it is nothing but a satellite image of the Godavari Delta. Because of excess water, it is represented with a marked with a red tone. The other side, Krishna River is there. Almost, I think, if you see the entire river basins, 263 basins of the world, almost more than 200 basins have already been affected by the paucity of water. In the same way, our entire India, in South India, our river, Godavari is only the richest river. Remaining, Krishna river is almost killed. Almost no water is entering into the tail end portion of the river. In the same way, same fashion, Kaveri is affected, Mahanadi is affected. So naturally, whenever the developments in the catchment areas, naturally a maximum number of dams the government is constructing, thereby affecting the tail end portion, thereby causing the coastal erosion. Instead of deposition through river, now the coastal erosion, because no deposit, no siltation, no soils are running from the beginning of the river to the tail end portions of the river because of the constructions across the nothing but damming the river. Damming the river is nothing but avoiding sediments into the ocean, thereby sea water is dominating. Apart from that, according to these climate changes, sea level is also rising, thereby instead of progression of delta, actually happening degradation of deltas along the coast plain. The other problem, one side paucity of water, the other side sea level and sea water intrusion, thereby the freshwater environment is slowly turning into a saline environment. I need not explain all the things, only sediment load with the passage of time from 1970 to 1995, how it has been diminished. You kindly through that see that the same way all the regions along the coast, particularly along the Godavari Delta, is getting affected. Lot of erosion is taking place, and we are expecting the salinization of the soils, even middle of the delta, up to the middle of the delta. The same way. So here nothing but a conversion of first environment. Actually, the first environment was created by the Cotton with the construction of barrage at the tail end of the river in the year 1850, because he was so much distressed that time. So because of his kind help, turned into a green and turned into a blue cultural practices. Now it is going to turn into a saline desert because of our people's mismanagement of land and water. So here, so in the same way, like in Netherlands, you may have to construct a barrages at the confluence point of the rivers with the sea to avoid the saltwater intrusion into the rivers. So pollution of the Godavari, because naturally a good number of things, a good number of dams, thereby the extensive development of the paddy and other things in the upper portion and middle portion of the river basin. There, whatever developments which are there in the middle and upper portion, automatically a tail end portions will be affected. So in India, Godavari Delta, Godavari Western Delta, now we are taking that as a test bed area. So maps were prepared, total canals, channels, drainage map was created, all the canal lists and drainage lists. Total area 2449 square kilometer. Total number of settlements in the western side of the Godavari Delta 811. So here it, I think aerial estimates of the land use, land cover of the things. This agriculture used to be a more than 90%, now it has been reduced for 56%. Now aquaculture is running up to 30.7%. Here the very biggest problem is now the aquaculture, instead of going all along the coastal region, now the front part of the Godavari Delta and middle part of the delta, they are doing it for aquaculture, brackish aquaculture. They are getting brackish water from deeper aquifers, like more than 800 feet. They are digging and getting the brackish water to the surface and doing their culture. After harvesting, again they are letting out the same water into the canals and drains from the beginning of the delta to the end of the delta. Thereby the agriculture is getting affected because of high salinity. The drinking water quality is affected because of other parameters, including pesticides are also there. So instead of green, blue, now it turned into a disease bowl of entire India. I think as far as if you take the statistics from this Godavari Delta, it is going to be a disease bowl of Andhra Pradesh in particular, even for entire India is concerned. Highest number of diseases we have had. So here, canal wise number of settlements, how it has been distributed over the area, and what is the percentages of the canal command wise. I need not tell you, these are the things we have mapped with the support of the ArcGIS software, as well as the images, as well as the ground truth verification, because almost I am standing there for the last 40 years, I know each and every inch of the land. This was mapped using that spatial database component in our Spring project, we have developed all the things to put before all the partners. So ultimately the catchment wise, drain wise also we have mapped everything, land use and everything. Here it is point source and non-point source point pollution points are also identified. Because naturally a non-point source means nothing but an agriculture, aquaculture, canals adjacent, drains adjacent to these land use, nothing but a non-point pollution. Point pollution nothing but in industries. Number of industries were also found out and everything was mapped to understand the impact impact of these things on water quality. Here number of water samples collected for understanding the water quality, because basically our objective is to identify the highest pollutant points in our canals and drains. I am taking the services of European countries because what we are doing, I am developing an water quality scenarios existing at that place and putting that water quality scenarios, whether it is a positive or a negative, whatever the things we are getting out of our investigation, we are putting before the IITs. The IIT is nothing but a Gauhati IIT and Kharagpur IIT. They are developing a bioenzymes. After the development of bioenzymes, we are expecting a sensor systems from, I think all the 4 UU partners are developing a sensor systems and they are supplying the sensor systems to our SME, some local industrial partner is there. So he is developing a prototype model there and assembling all these things. And using that bioenzymes, we wanted to clear it down. We wanted to clear down the total pollution of the canals and drains. Ultimately, it is our goal. Almost 1.5 years has already passed. That is why we have prepared. So the field photographs we have collected while doing field work. The parameter considered to calculate water quality index for drinking water. You see the canals, the red color nothing but a very most unsuitable for taking water as drinking water. As for even for livestock also more than 40% of the canals not at all suitable for getting water for animals. Water quality for irrigation also, because in the midst of the delta they are doing a brackish water culture and allowing that saline water into the canals and drain. So that water is not even suitable for the irrigation purpose also, even aquaculture also. It's a marine, even for putting that water into marine, even that, because all of you know that some standards are there to allow it water into the ocean. Almost all the drains are showing it as a negative, almost with red color, highest pollutants. So we are not supposed to release this excess water even to the oceans also. This is the situation we are facing it. So ultimately we have developed a hotspots identified, highest pollutant intensity of the pollution we have identified based on the water quality scenarios, based on the spatial mapping, nothing but a major drains and minor drain. Ultimately we wanted to put 20 instruments in the identified hotspots to clear the entire pollution of the Western Delta. The main problem is here in UU, 99% of the wastewaters you are treating it and using it, and sometimes you are allowing it to the oceans without any pollution. 99% of the water you are treating. But in our case, 99% in India, 99% of the water we are allowing it directly to the ocean and directly to all the villages without any treatment at all. So totally soil is degraded, water is degraded, land is degraded, and people are thriving with highest densities, here no lowest densities. So these are the practical problems I am putting before you. Actually, because of this spring project, almost 3 students from our side got it registered here. And status of water quality aspects of Godavari Delta, we are conducting a stakeholders meeting at various places in our region, and I am expecting all the European partners in the 3rd week of October. I am conducting a stakeholders meeting with all the 5 partners are included, 5 actors are included. One from academicians, second from politicians, because they are the ultimately decision makers. We have included that also. And at the same time, even government is also included. Even Bhimavaram Municipal Corporation people are also included. Even NGOs are also included in the proposal meeting. We are expecting same meeting in the 3rd week or 4th week of the October, because to get all the things, because they are developing here, the people are developing sensor systems, and there we are already developed adverse scenarios of the things, and IIT people are developing bioengines. So with the integration of these three things, we wanted to develop a prototype instrument. Already I have conducted, after the completion of my work there, I wanted to put all these facts before the public, because the public should accept whatever the things we have prepared it. Instead of keeping these things in the racks, I wanted to put already I am putting all the things before the people itself. So we have conducted a meeting there I think in the first week of November. Municipal engineer, people's representatives, MLAs, drainage engineers, irrigation engineer, paddy farmers, NGOs, the MLAs are also. I have explained to the local MLA. Even ministers are very much interested to address and to involve in our spring activities also. It's because we got a lot of equipment under this project. Even the same was disseminated to the public in the form of media. So naturally my special thanks are for Dr. Rajneesh Kade, professor at UIT. Just because of her only, a bonding was created between EU partners and Indian partners. Dr. Sanjukta Patra, a professor from IIT Guwahati. She is the chief coordinator from Indian side, and at the same time, for all the meetings, a deep gratitude to Miss Ingrid House for her encouragement and timely support. So these are all the project staff.
Shall we stop?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The discussion will be after all the presentations. Yeah, because it's a workshop, I want more interaction, interactive talks. That's why I wanted to, limit the presentation, more discussion. Okay, thank you. So now the second talk is by Professor Schneider from